It's crazy
Don't know.
times because I had my last what's today? Let me not date us, but fuck it. Today was Friday. Um, I
I
had
know
my
this man did not say
last.
let's not date us, and it said a day instead of a date.
Yeah. They don't know what Friday it is. I didn't give you a specific Friday,
Okay.
but I had my last class yesterday, and I'm like, that
Is this
might
where
be
the
the.
clapping sound effect?
No, no, fuck it. No, I don't care. It's not. I had my last class yesterday, and I'm like, holy shit, that might be the last class I ever take. You know what I mean? Like the last
Yeah.
formal education I ever have, and you identify so much with being a student, like a college student, a high school student. It's so much part of your routine and who you are. So now I'm just like, whoa, like who am I? You know what I mean? I don't know. And college, especially like identifying, stop me because I'm talking
No,
about right now.
it's your pod.
Shut
Don't
the
even worry
fuck
about
up.
it.
Shut up. It's not my pod. Anyways, um, you identify so much with being a college student, especially you're at BC where you're just on
Where
campus
you're
and
just
you're
better than everyone around.
basically you're just on campus and you're just part of this bubble for 4 years and like leaving it, it's like holy shit, you know what I mean? Or maybe you guys don't, but it's I
I
just I just feel like wow, this is a crazy transition I'm about to embark on.
Wow. Well said. Well said.
Oh,
I
I thought you had something to say, Brian. I was gonna jump into.
yeah, I know what it kind of means. I went to Stony Brook. I should be graduating this
You
year as
You will
will
well.
be
will
graduating.
be.
I don't know. I have three midterms on three midterms, three finals on the same day, but it's fine.
Let it
Um,
work.
yeah, for me, unfortunately, not all of us were smart enough to have a 4 year degree that's worth something. So I my possibility is that I need some form of class. Is won't be my last classes, right? But yeah, what you're talking about. You're identifying as being a student, and it does become a big part of you. Like you said, like that's from your 5 to your 22 now, like or 21
21.
now, like that's a huge portion of your life. So it is something you identify with, and living on campus. I didn't return after COVID started, so like there is that sort of bubble atmosphere, and then like just doing college campus things,
The
just
goonery.
just walking to the academic mall. Like it's just so cheesy. I don't know. It's just walking to where the classes are. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. I think this is a reminisce pod. Justin, do you want to say something? I have a question for
Yeah.
Claude because this is
I-
all just asking Claude
No,
questions.
like
Shut
it's
up.
I I enjoy hearing Claude and you say this because I think I felt like this for high school too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really identify with it or like the
Mm,
school itself as like something like yeah, it's where I got my education, but it's like I could have gotten my education anywhere else kind of thing. But like I did enjoy my time there. Met cool people. Um, but it's not like the same as like oh being on campus like doing the shit every day like having stuff around you like the school I'm at is like most people they go there and then they can go home kind of thing they commute in
Mm-hmm.
so it's like not a lot of people stick around and do stuff but I mean I also didn't do like clubs like that like I would be in and out of a few clubs there's like one thing that I like stuck with throughout the whole time but other than that it was like oh okay so like I'm happy I would like, I'm like, oh man, like school. Like I enjoyed going, but this past year is like we haven't been going. So I'm just like, all right, like let's move it along, please.
mm.
Yeah,
Like let's move to the next portion of life kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like we're kind of there already. It's just like,
I
all right, get up, do work.
yeah, I've had that like let's move on type thing, but for me it manifested in not let's move on. It manifested in just like I'm graduating and I'm totally blank. Like I have no like joy or emotion, like happiness for it. It's like, and I was telling you guys before, like my mom was like, she's like, "Oh, when's your graduation?" I was like, "I don't know." I checked the I'm not attending
Yeah,
box,
I felt the
and she was
same.
like, "Are you stupid?" I was like, "What are you?" I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Oh, I mean, I want to go to your graduation," and I'm like, "Oh well." Didn't I didn't know.
You could watch some
I
other
didn't,
dudes walk
I,
the aisle,
that's what I'm
but
saying. I don't know this mattered to you, so I have to figure out that whole situation. But reminiscing, Claude, what made you choose Boston College?
Oh,
I'll
what the
go first.
fuck?
Yeah, we're taking this all the
Well,
way back, bro. For
before I
me, I
answer that, I
okay.
I find it interesting what you said, Justin, because I remember I told like this one guy. I was like, yeah, I go to school in Boston. I'm going to live on campus. It's like, yeah, you don't experience college if you don't dorm. It's not the same
yeah.
thing. And I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, man, I kind of feel like everyone should dorm then. I mean, we've had these conversations in the past, but like, I always see Justin. He would have thrived on campus,
You
man.
say that all the
He
time.
would have been the man on campus. You would have probably
No.
done some dancing organization too, and you'd have been part of CS Society and killing it. I don't know, but like,
See, like, I think, yeah, there is a unique experience to being on campus, but I don't think being on campus is for everybody. Same thing with just like college. I don't think it's
ah,
for everybody. Like, you say, like, oh, yeah, I would have been this or would have been that, but like, I don't like being those things. Like, I don't like being in the center, like, with things like that. So it's like, I would have been awkward and just like, and I probably would have been like similar to you, where it's like, all right, I got my crew, I'll hang out with them, do a few things, and like that's it. So like, yeah, you meeting new people type of thing, but I don't think it would have been like a huge deal to be on campus. Like I wouldn't have taken advantage of all the things that are there, you know.
eh, I feel like you would have. This is hypothetical, and it's also like a thing where student pride with the school comes in, especially when you live on campus. It's like if
Mm.
if if there's like a pretty strong identification with being part of like being a BC student or wherever, and you feel like pride in that, and you guys attend football games, it's like it like raises the experience and the vibes for you. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Like I would never be a dude who's like yelling chants at a football game
yes, you
because of my
would.
school.
Look, when you got a couple beers in you, you into that, bro. I'm telling you right now,
I
you
would be like, or like, what's a sea? Like, I wouldn't be doing that
Whoa,
stuff.
whoa,
yes, you
whoa!
Like,
Don't
would.
disrespect the Seawolves like that.
I'm not
Come on.
disrespecting the chant. I'm like, okay, people who do that, that's cool. You're getting into it.
Who's a
You're being
Seawolf?
lively. You're
I'm a Seawolf.
appreciating the culture, like school culture that's there. I don't think I would have really
You
appreciated
would
it as
have.
much as I should have.
I
And
think
I
you.
mean,
I really
the
think you
thing
would have.
Claude's talking about, that school pride and stuff, like that is a very, I don't know if elitist is the word, but that's like an elite institution type thing.
right,
Because Stony Brook for a lot of people was like, I didn't get into BC and now I'm at Stony Brook for a lot. That's how it felt at least. So that school
uh,
pride was not always
I,
there.
I think for
So
large public schools, that there's school pride though.
it depends on where you are. I think Binghamton kind
It
of has that
depends.
with their
Yeah,
party atmosphere, stuff
yeah.
like that. Stony Brook is very like
You guys are very academic.
niggas just doing their thing. Like they don't even like I at one point at every football game I had to scream out what's a Seawolf. Like that was a challenge I set for myself. So I would do that. I would scream out what's a Seawolf. I think I said it. Like I screamed out what's a Seawolf.
right, yeah.
They answered me.
And
I
like,
always did it twice, and then I remember these like white freshmen. They're like, "Thank you," and they had the joy on their face for me screaming, "What's a seal?" It was great. If it wasn't for COVID,
Mm.
my plan was to like start some form of club because like
okay,
I really want to do that, and then COVID happened. But
yeah, and that's dope. Like, I admire that by people who are like really invested in their school and like really get into the college experience. But I don't think I would have gotten into it like that, and I would have just been like, okay,
I think the answer
like
is
not
somewhere in the
very
middle.
nonchalant.
Nah, I think the answer is definitely somewhere in the middle. I don't think you would be class
Yeah.
president like Claude thinks, but you would
Oh
not have
yeah,
been.
yeah, yeah.
You would not have been in your dorm. You would have found a couple clubs. You would have found some things. You would have been in the basketball games,
Thrived.
turning up a little bit. When the speakers start knocking in the middle at the middle of homecoming and their shorties out, Justin would have enjoyed that. I don't
All
think
right.
there's a
Killing
middle
it.
ground. But
Killing it.
Claude, back to why did you go to BC? I just said my
Oh.
first. I went to I went on a visit for Bing. I only visited Bing and SUNY and Stony. I went to Bing. There was like some Nerf war happening. People were running around. It was a beautiful day. They were smiling. They were happy. And I said, this just feels fake. Then I went to Stony Brook. It was raining. It was gray. It was dingy. Stony Brook and rain is one of the ugliest things you've ever seen. It was gray. It was
It already looks like
dark. It was murky.
Yugoslavia.
And I said, this feels like home. And then I went to Stony Brook. So
Wait,
that's why I
you
decided
saw
to go
the
to
rain and other shit.
rain. There was one guy, like orientation leader, I think his name was like Tom, whatever. And I was like, this just feels like home, man. I don't know.
The rain made it
This
feel like
dirt,
home.
this dirty, grimy,
There's a realness
no
to it.
one's
Yeah.
smiling.
Yeah, I get that.
In hindsight, after visiting Big, probably should have went to Big, but
I think Brian. It sounds like Brian was depressed back then. That's what I'm hearing.
sounds like.
Like, this is perfect for
But
me.